This is going to take a minute to get through. About 10 minutes of information here. But what I've got for you is a 20-year criminal conspiracy. The tantamount, it's going to fall under the RICO Act, and they're all going to catch all of their charges. And I'm going to read this to you because I can't share it. I'll tell you why. Just know that the information's getting distributed. You are now the news. Share this. Alright, when all the pieces are sewn together, it's conspiracy and treason. Alright, from 2001 to 2005, there was an ongoing investigation into the Clinton Foundation, and a grand jury had been impaneled. Governments around the world had donated to the charity. Yet from 2001 to 2003, none of those donations to the Clinton Foundation were declared. Now, you would think that an honest investigator would be able to figure this out. Well, look who took over this investigation in 2005. None other than James Comey. A coincidence? Guess who transferred into the Internal Revenue Service to run the tax exemption branch of the IRS? None other than Lois, be on the lookout, Lerner. Isn't that interesting? Now, this is all just a series of strange coincidences, right? Well, guess who ran the tax division inside the Department of Justice from 2001 to 2005? None other than the Assistant Attorney General of the United States, Rod Rosenstein. Now, guess who was the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation during this time frame? Another coincidence? Just an anomaly in statistics and chances? It was Robert Mueller. What do all forecasting characters have in common? They all were briefed and or were frontline investigators into the Clinton Foundation investigation. Another coincidence, right? Now, fast forward to 2009. James Comey leaves the Justice Department to cash in at Lockheed Martin. Hillary Clinton is running the State Department, official government business on her own private email server. The Uranium One issue comes to the attention of Hillary. And like all good public servants do, supposedly looking out for America's best interest, she decides to support the decision and approve the sale of 20% of the United States weapons-grade uranium to none other than the Russians. Now, you would think that this is a fairly straight-up deal, except it wasn't. America got absolutely nothing from it. Nothing. Alright. Now, however, prior to the sale's approval, none other than Bill Clinton goes to Moscow, gets paid $500,000 for a 1-hour speech, and then spends a couple hours meeting with Vladimir Putin at his home. Alright, so no big deal, right? Not so fast. The FBI had a mole inside the money laundering and bribery scheme. Robert Mueller was the FBI during this time frame. He even delivered a uranium sample to Moscow in 2009. Alright, now who was handling the case within the Justice Department out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland? Rod Rosenstein. And what happened to the informant? The Justice Department put a gag order on him, threatened to lock him up if he ever spoke out. Now, how does 20% of the most strategic asset of the United States of America end up in Russian hands when the FBI has an informant, a mole, providing inside information to the FBI on the criminal enterprise? So, very soon after the sale was approved, $145 million in donations made their way into the Clinton Foundation from entities directly connected to the Uranium One deal. And guess who was still at the IRS working the charitable division? None other than Lois Lerner. Alright, so that's just another series of coincidences. Nothing to see here, right? Let's fast forward to 2015. Due to a series of tragic events in Benghazi and after the 9 investigations, the House, Senate, and at the State Department, Trey Gowdy, who was running the 10th investigation as chairman of the Select Committee on Benghazi, discovers that the Hillary ran State Department on an unclassified, unauthorized, outlaw personal email server. He also discovered that none of those emails had been turned over when she departed her public office as Secretary of State, which was required by law. He also discovered that there was top-secret information contained within her personally archived email. Sparing you the State Department's cover-up, the nostrums they floated, the delay tactics that were employed, and the outright lies that were spewed forth from the necks of the Kerry State Department, we're going to leave it at this. They did everything humanly possible to cover for Hillary. Now, this is amazing. Guess who became FBI director in 2013? None other than James Comey, who who secured 17 no-bid contracts for his employer, Lockheed Martin, with the State Department, and was rewarded with a $6 million thank you present when he departed. Amazing how all of those no bids just went straight through, right? All right. So now he's the director of the FBI in charge of the Clinton email investigation. After, of course, his FBI investigates the Lois Lerner matter at the Internal Revenue Service, and he exonerates her. No, couldn't find any crimes there. All right. In April 2016, Comey drafts an exoneration letter of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Meanwhile, the DOJ is handing out immunity deals like candy. They didn't even convene a grand jury. Like a lightning bolt of statistical impossibility. This gangsta Comey, right? He steps out into the limelight, gets on camera at a news press conference on July the 5th, 2016, and just exonerates Hillary Clinton from any wrongdoing. You starting to see a pattern here? All right, so it goes on. Rosenstein becomes the assistant attorney general. Comey gets fired based upon a letter by Rosenstein. Comey then leaks government information to the press. Mueller is assigned to the Russian investigation sham by Rosenstein to provide cover for decades of malfeasance within the FBI and DOJ. And the story continues. FISA abuse, political espionage. You pick a crime, any crime, chances are this group and a few others did it. All the same players, all compromised and conflicted, all working fervently to not go to jail themselves, all connected in one way or another to the Clintons. They're like battery acid, corrosive. They just eat at anything they touch. Now, as of this, the Clinton Foundation, in 20 years of operation, of being the world's largest international charity fraud in history, has never been audited by the IRS. Never. All right. And let's not forget, Comey's brother works for DLA Piper, the law firm that does the Clinton Foundation's taxes. All right. So the person that's most common denominator all of these crimes above, still doing her evil escape legal maneuvers at the top. All right. She's still pulling strings. Yeah, that's Hillary Rodham Clinton. So now, let's shift tracks. Here's the kicker, guys. Right. Lisa Barsoomian. You recognize this name? All right. Let's talk about Lisa H. Barsoomian's background. She is an attorney that graduated from Georgetown Law. She is the protege of James Comey and Robert Mueller. Barsoomian, with her boss, R. Craig Lawrence, represented Bill Clinton in 1998. Lawrence, Barsoomian's boss, represented Robert Mueller 3 times, James Comey 5 times, Barack Obama 45 times, Kathleen Sebelius 56 times. She represented Bill Clinton in court 40 times, Hillary Clinton 17 times. Between 1998 and 2017, she personally represented the FBI in court 5 times. All right? So you're like, okay, who cares? Just another lawyer, right? Who's this Barsoomian woman? Barsoomian? All right. Somebody cares. Somebody cares about this woman. Somebody cares enough to have purged all of the Barsoomian court documents for her Clinton representation in Hamburg versus Clinton in 1998 and its appeal in 1999 from the D.C. District Appeals Court documents. All right, somebody cares so much that they've scrubbed the internet of records of this woman. All right. Now, what we have been able to find about Lisa Barsoomian is her email address, which is at nih.gov. The National Institute of Health. Right? She's been scrubbed from the internet, and she's got a pseudo government email address. She's a CIA operative. All right. So Lisa Barsoomian specialized in opposing Freedom of Information Act requests on behalf of the intelligence community. And although she's been involved in hundreds of cases representing the D.C. office of the U.S. Attorney, her email address is barsoomian at nih.gov. Bottom line. I don't have time to talk. Sorry, buddy. All right. So it goes on. Check this out. All right. All of this flows back to Trump. And here's how. The tariffs on Chinese steel, the aluminum imports, border wall, DACA, everything coming out of California, all of it. Sessions recusal. All right. Why does Barsoomian, the CIA operative, why does she merit this level of attention? Why am I making a video letting you know that we found out that she exists? Because she's Rod Rosenstein's wife. Boom. Mother of all bombs. Criminal conspiracy. It's the RICO Act. Share this.